Did he really just say that? Man, this Davos thing is giving us so many clues. We're going to break that down. Make sure you watch all the way till the end of the video.
I ain't gonna give in now. I just gotta live this now. I be gonna be man, I'ma kill this stuff real quick. I'ma go take it to town, cause I gotta be that king in the ring, man. I'm not killing man when I'm back with the whip. Cause I am just up on the journey. Just know that I'm just going insane.
Warriors, rise! Grand rising and good evening, warriors all over the world. From my family's heart to yours, I love you. My mission is to help as many human beings as possible break free from the just over broke paradigm. But remember, it starts right here and it starts right here. Once you realize we've been indoctrinated to think in poverty and you can reverse that, your whole life will change. From 2023 to 2024 is the greatest time in human history to become wealthy here, and within the physical world and shift your timeline. So we're working to help as many people as possible. In this video today, I'm going to be breaking down facts, figures, numbers, logic, and giving you clues on where the economy is going. Not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. I just research 8 to 9 hours a day, and this is how we've done our investment strategies, okay? So everything I say is just information. Make sure you go down the rabbit hole yourself. But we're working to help as many people as possible in 2023. So we're doing 7 days for free in 2023. Go into our Warrior Academy. When you get in there, go right into my 120-day challenge. It will radically change your life. Down the description down below. Also, I opened up my private coaching. I'm bringing 20 people every 120 days under my wing personally and taking you through my whole ecosystem to radically help you change your life from the inside out. So down below, you'll see 7 days for free, 2023. Also, you can apply to go through my private coaching program. And it doesn't hurt to apply because one of my team members will call and see how we can support you. Where do you fit in that Warrior Academy so we can make sure that you win in 2023 going into 2024. All right, let's dive right into it, Warriors. Man, it is the greatest time in human history, and Davos is going on right now, and they're just dropping hint after hint after hint. And this gentleman, it's called Mastering the New Energy Economics, okay? Now, I'm sharing with you guys all the time that the new narrative is climate change. Now, I'm not a climate change expert. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's not, but there's some crazy weather going on in California, okay? They're also saying there's going to be an El Nino. What I do know is the earth heats up and it cools down. And when the earth heats up, humans go a little bit crazy. But remember, JP Morgan, back in the days, said billionaires follow astrology and millionaires follow charts. Just let that sink in. Listen to what this gentleman says here at the World Economic Forum. And after that, I'm just going to do a lot of talking. And at the end of this video, we're going to watch a video from Brad Garland house at the World Economic Forum. And basically, he's been speaking the language we've been talking. Intrinsic value. It's the greatest time in human history to become an investor in these new technologies. So let's listen to this video first, and then we'll break down the facts, figures, numbers, logic.
Energy security, inextricably linked. There's opportunities, there's also huge risks. Just spell it out for us briefly.
So many thanks, Judy, and also framing the discussion in the beginning. Well done. So 24th of February was the invasion of Ukraine by Russia, and 1st of March, just a week later, we said the entire world very publicly that we are entering the first global energy crisis.
Boom. We've been talking about this. He literally just confirmed what I've been saying. Russia invades Ukraine, the narrative to move us into a problem, reaction, solution. So he said a month later, all of a sudden, we went into an energy crisis. Pay attention. What's happening? The Great Reset was touted by the World Economic Forum. Problem, reaction, solution.
Our world has never, ever seen an energy crisis of this depth and of this complexity. Why? This is very simple. The reason, because Russia, as of 24th of February, was the #1 energy exporter of the world. We aren't talking about any country, top energy exporter. #1 oil exporter of the world, #1 gas exporter of the world, major player in the coal markets. And the Russia's actions and the measures that the countries took against Russia meant we are in the middle of the first global energy crisis with huge implications on oil and gas markets.
Boom. Okay, he just told you what's happening. Russia is one of the biggest oil exporters, okay? We got the Saudis working to detach from the petrodollar, okay? China is working with Saudis now. Russia invades Ukraine, one of the largest wheat suppliers. Food insecurity, okay? Energy, moving away from gas, moving into solar, wind, energy, copper, sustainability, blockchain, energy efficient.
We are seeing it in Europe, in the rest of the world. However, this crisis, while we are going through this crisis, at the same time, it gave a big boost to clean energy development. Because in the past, the clean energy was...
He said this crisis gave a boost to clean energy. What's the narrative? California, I think, is outlawing gas cars. Commercial cars and commercial trucks need to be, I think, energy efficient or whatever, electric by, I think, 2025. This stuff is, they're literally giving us the blueprint.
Renewables, electric cars, efficiency, heat pumps, they were growing, but the main driver was environmental reasons. And now, the biggest driver of renewable energy growth today is energy security. Renewables are pushed very strongly because mainly for energy security reasons, because it's homegrown. Renewables are the energy of peace. So therefore, the long-lasting solutions to our energy security problems go through clean energy. It is renewables, it is solar, wind, efficiency, electric cars, nuclear power, all of them. And when we look at the numbers, Julia, you know that my job is making my hands dirty with data every single day. And I can tell you that the growth we are seeing in the clean energy is very, very strong.
Okay, I'm just going to leave it at that. They're literally showing you the blueprint. Problem, reaction, solution. Shut the whole world down with the C word in 2020. Everybody moves on to technology, right? They print more money than in history. Russia invades Ukraine. Supply chain issues. Blockchain fixes that, okay? Now we have an oil supply issue, okay? Saudis are trying to detach from the petrodollar. China is linking up with the Saudis. Russia is linking up with China. There's a global pandemic going on, okay? Food insecurity, climate change, moving us into a brand new Web3, blockchain technology, money moving at the speed of light. Have you seen all the stuff going on with Bank of America right now? They have literally branches where there's nobody inside the branches. They're saying that people can't get their money. Family, it is here, okay? It is here, okay? So I'm like super pumped today. Like it's neat because we've been talking about this stuff for such a long time, and being called the tinfoil hat guy and shunned by many people that I've known very closely for a couple of years are now coming and saying, "Wow, you talked about this 2 years ago." It's the same. Study economic cycles. Study how the world rotates. Study how not the world rotates. How the world cyclically does things. Okay. The Trojan horse, they put us in the Coliseum, drunk off the wine. You're drunk off the football teams. You're drunk off Kim Kardashian. You're drunk off the opiates. They put you in the Coliseum in the Trojan horse. Okay, the new technology, the new blockchain, the new financial system is inside the Trojan horse. Okay, so this is what the whole thing is all about. They talked about crypto mining. I just want to show you this. What is the process of crypto mining? If you're new to crypto, right? You have mining proof of work, and then you're mining proof of stake. So Ethereum, ironically, just moved from proof of work to proof of stake. Now, Ethereum is deep in the banking system. So what you're looking at intrinsic value cryptocurrencies, are they energy friendly, right? So there's many energy friendly cryptos, XRP, XLM, Algorand, Ethereum now is somewhat energy friendly. Now, Bitcoin needs to be mined, right? The Bitcoin's going to be a commodity. It's going to be like a store of value, just like gold. But the top 100 cryptos are the ones that are probably going to survive. Okay. If they have real leadership teams behind them, real companies behind them, you need to become an intelligent investor. Thousands and thousands of cryptos are going to collapse. Okay. I want to show you this too as well. So this is a fact sheet from September 8, 2022. This is a climate change and energy facts sheet, climate and energy implications of crypto assets in the United States. Let's scroll down here. Distributed ledger technology may help climate monitoring mitigation. Climate change. The whole thing is about climate change and crypto at Davos. DLT may have a role to play in enhancing the market's infrastructure for a range. Now, listen to what I'm saying. Write notes and then listen to what Brad Garlinghouse says at the end of this video. Okay, DLT may have a role to play in enhancing the market's infrastructure for a range of environmental markets like carbon credit markets. Through other solutions might work well better. The potential benefits of distributed ledger technology would need to be outweigh the additional emissions of other environmental externalities. The result of operations to merit broader use relative to markets or mechanisms that distributed ledger technology displaces. The use case are still emerging, okay? And like all emerging technologies, there are potential positives and negatives use cases yet to be imagined. Responsible development of these technologies would encourage innovation in distributed ledger technology applications while reducing energy intensity and minimizing environmental damage. So they're basically telling you the blueprint. DLT is here to stay, okay? It is moving us into the zero carbon narrative. Okay, it's all problem reaction solution 2022. They're moving us into distributed ledger technology. You know, you got R3 with Wells Fargo, you got JPM coin, you got Onyx, you got Wells Fargo or Bank of America with Ripple, and it just continues to go on and on. I just wanted to show you another narrative before I show you the Brad Garlinghouse video. The first thing, this was back in 2022. So White House and EU nations announced expulsion of select Russia banks from SWIFT. So do you remember right when Russia invaded Ukraine? So America took them off the SWIFT system. They were trying to take them off the SWIFT system. So there's all these narratives happening that all go back into the same switch. Great reset, okay? Energy, going from coal, oil to gas, wind, blockchain technology, Web 2.0, industrial to technical. Do you see the transition? So take Web 2.0 and then move yourself into Web 3.0. The 2.0, oil, gas, using your hands, factories, dirt, that stuff is all kind of dying off. Now we're heading into blockchain technology, QR codes, AI technology, chat GPT, supply chain management problems. So in order to move a nation and move a world, you have to have a problem that creates a reaction that comes up with a solution. Every time there's a major global problem, there's a reaction in the people, and the person who created the problem comes up with the solution. And the solution now is blockchain technology, gas, solar, wind, and it's all based on zero carbon. That's why Larry Fink, BlackRock, okay, JP Morgan, all these companies are creating, and Bridgewater Associates, which is one of my favorite, Ray Dalio, are creating energy efficient investment strategies for their clients. Okay, so remember the narrative. Okay, I wanted to end with this beautiful video. It's a little bit of a longer video. I think it's 6 minutes, but this is Brad Garlinghouse, I believe one of the best CEOs in the world, in my opinion. He's a phenomenal CEO. So I'm a CEO of multiple companies, and he's a very, very articulate, well-versed CEO. So after this video, I'm going to show you how you can get into Ripple pre-IPO. Actually, I'll just show you that right now as you watch this video to think about it. If you're an accredited investor, if you click the description down below, they're a sponsor of our channel. Link 2, you can get into Ripple pre-IPO. PolySign pre-IPO. So click the link down below. It's just an app that gives you the opportunity to go and to get into multiple companies pre-IPO. That's where the money's made in the stock market. Okay, this is not a cryptocurrency. These are stocks in the company. Okay, so let's dive into this video with Brad Garlinghouse.
Indicative of, to some degree, a crypto winter that, as you just suggested, has changed in tone from how the last Davos, in terms of just, there was a lot of hype, a lot of noise around all things crypto at the last Davos. And I think seeing the change, and I actually think it's a really healthy change, that there's more focus on utility. Are these technologies that are solving real problems? And I think to your question, I think to the extent there are companies solving real problems for real customers, and they're going to continue to grow regardless of the environment. Is there continued contagion? I think, we're obviously continuing to hear noise about what's going on with DCG and Gemini. hard to know. It sounds like that could work out in a constructive way. I think all of this has not been great for crypto at large. But again, if you just focus on companies that are solving real problems, certainly Ripple had a record 2022. We'd rather see crypto do well at large, but we had a great year, signed up more and more customers and more volume going through our payment rails.
And in terms of your outlook for 2023, we've seen a bit of a bump for Bitcoin and the crypto markets. Are you expecting that to continue, or is it just a little bit of false hope?
Well, I've tried to stay out of the short-term price prediction on all things Bitcoin, or crypto in general. I'm long-term very bullish because I think these are technologies that can solve real problems at scale. And I think when you have kind of new emerging technologies, not dissimilar than, frankly, the internet and kind of the dot-com bubble, sometimes the hype gets ahead of the reality that comes into balance over time. But we shouldn't forget, really not that long ago, 21 years, Amazon during the dot-com bubble almost went out of business. So the fact that you're seeing some changes in the crypto world, I think, can be healthy for the long-term health of the industry.
And yet FTX appears to be a very high-profile case of fraud. There are serious regulatory and auditing gaps that went on with that institution. And yet at the same time, what I'm reading is so many people have been critical of SBF for having this close relationship with the regulators, the fact that he visited Gary Gensler so many times. So where do you draw the line? We need to strengthen regulation and oversight in this industry, but how close should the relationship be between your peer group and the U.S. regulators who are looking at these institutions?
First of all, I think you're exactly right. We talk about this as a crypto problem, but really this is just fraud. And I think in some ways not that dissimilar than Bernie Madoff. And when Bernie Madoff occurred, we didn't totally restructure how we thought about oversight and regulation of hedge funds. We realized that, hey, we clearly in that case also the SEC had overlooked, and if people had reported to the SEC, they should be looking into Bernie Madoff. So I know that the SEC had met a bunch of times with SBF. I don't know the specifics of what types of oversight they were applying. I do think this is a fraud. I don't view this as a crypto problem at large. But to your point, I think regulatory clarity globally is important. And we're seeing a lot of countries. I mean, here we are in Davos, and Switzerland's clearly one of the countries leading in providing regulatory clarity at early stage. You have the UAE leaning in, the UK, Japan, Singapore. The U.S. is notably absent from that list. And I think in some ways, the regulators in the U.S. have added confusion to the crypto marketplace.
And let's talk about those regulators in the U.S., the SEC. Brad, let's get a check-in on what's going on with that lawsuit with the SEC and Ripple. Are you nearing an end potentially? Are you planning to settle with the SEC?
Well, we have always said that we would love to settle, but it requires one very, very, very important thing. And that is that on a go-forward basis, it's clear that XRP is not a security. The SEC and Gary Gensler has very outwardly said he views almost all crypto as a security. And so that leaves very little space in a Venn diagram for settlement. The case is now fully briefed in front of the judge, and judges take however long the judges will take. We're optimistic that this will certainly be resolved in 2023 and maybe the first half. So,
okay, so we'll leave it at that. I want to give shout out where credit is due. Thank you to June Karpal for posting out that great video. But Warriors, we're here. I mean, this is it. We're in the moment we've been waiting for. It's the greatest time in human history. Okay. The next year is going to be volatile. It's going to be up and down. I believe the market pump right now is a complete fake out, an absolute fake out. It's going to follow the Bitcoin halving. You're going to see a parabolic move. And if you don't have an exit strategy and you don't understand how to be a true intrinsic investor, you're going to get wrecked in the marketplace. It's a fact. It happens over and over again. People become Dogecoin millionaires and come collapsing down. You have to have a game plan. You have to understand how to secure wealth. It's very, very important, Warriors. So make sure you surround yourself with the right tribe, the right vibe. We can support you with that description down below. Set up a private appointment with me, or go, if you set up an appointment and go through the process, if you don't make it to the appointment based on the qualifications, one of my team members will reach out to you and see how we can help you. That's the key. Don't miss these opportunities to take advantage of the biggest shift in generational wealth. I love you guys. I appreciate you. As we always say, Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.